Hi, I am Cajun on Two Wheels, and this is the bike number 5 of the crazy CFMoto day. This is the CFMoto 700 CLX Heritage. I'm going to ride on this one. Later on I hope to try that one. These are twins. This is a young bloke's bike. This is an old bloke's bike that is pretending to be a young guy. So this is a midlife crisis motorcycle, and it just looks gorgeous. I'm very impressed. I didn't know the brand at all before coming here, and I have no idea on specs on these bikes. I know it's a 700cc engine. I have no idea on specs. I have no idea on anything on these bikes, so this is a pure what I feel kind of review, so take everything with a grain of salt. But so far I'm very impressed. The quality on all of this stuff is very impressive. I know it's a Chinese brand, but holy crap, this looks good. Hey, this is a kind of wobbly. Yay, I found something. This is wobbly. Man, everything here seems very well assembled and very high quality. I don't get the foot pegs, the off-road foot pegs, but then again, this is supposedly a scrambler, so that's why. Okay, you can see I'm improvising because I know nothing on the bike. We're going to go out now. I don't even have time to research anything, because as soon as I arrive, I'm going to take, I don't know, that 300cc sports bike, and then that little moto, and this one, and that. I'm going to try all of these. So this has been a hectic day, but this looks really good. I like this round dash. Let's hop onto it. This looks really comfy. Never rode a bike with the mirrors here, which is very weird, but this is going to be a road test, so I'm going to log off now, and I'll see you when we are actually riding on the road. Road test time. So I've ridden here. Okay, we are in a very traditional North Portugal town in Xisto. I'm not sure the name of these rocks in English, I'm sorry. But this bike, one problem: I don't like these mirrors because I can see out of them, but I'm always looking here and they're simply not here, so it's weird. You'll get used to it. But if you turn your handlebars, it bumps your legs. Now it's actually not bumping, it's just nearly there. But if you have your knee slightly up because you're covering your brake, no. Okay, it's for the style. I don't like the mirrors in these positions. I prefer the classical ones. Fortunately, this one does have these screws, so you just need to put them up there. Just look at the sound. Com espaço? So we need to give a bit of room because they're filming us going past. And just... it sounds so lovely. Look. Oh, good lord, that sounds good. Oh. Oh god, it's the stock exhaust, just it just sounds so freaking lovely. Oh, I could make love to this exhaust. And as I have been saying in Portuguese the whole way down, yes, this is a Chinese bike. I know I'm always saying the same thing, but holy carp, this is a Chinese bike. And even being a Chinese bike, this just feels so good, just normal. You would think, because the comment section will be filled with this, oh, it's just Chinese crap. It's not. It just isn't. It looks great, it looks the part, and I can't find any quality flaws in it, and I've tried. To be brutally honest, and I know the CFMoto guys are watching this and they're not going to like this, but guys, tough, I'm honest. I did not know the brand before coming here, and I was a bit skeptical. I was thinking, yeah, these guys are expecting me to say the good things only about the bike, but I'm going to have to say whatever it is, and I am going to actively search for quality control issues. And I am very, very happily surprised. I can't find any quality control issues, and believe me, I have been poring over all of these things with a magnifying glass, and I just can't find anything. Yeah, sport is a lot more... oh, it even sounds different. Now, sport. Well, No, doesn't really sound different, to be honest. It's much the same. Throttle response is a bit more sensitive. You can't really feel that difference here. On the car track you can probably feel the difference a lot better. Oh, now I can feel the difference. Oh yeah. Sport shows a big deal of difference, but it's only over the 4000 RPM range. Under 4000 it's a easy riding machine. Over 4000, where's my mirror? Oh, here it is. Over 4000 it's kind of like this. Geez, that's an engine. Now this is the engine from the ER6 from the Kawasaki. So this is, again, I believe, again, my research might be wrong, but I believe this is not a copy. This is the actual same engine because it's made in the actual same mega factory. So it's not one of those iffy copies of the engine that they're just slightly inspired by the outside look of it. No, this is the actual same engine as the ER6F, and it sounds like it's too. And to be honest, to be brutally honest, one of the things with these scramblers, especially these 800 scrambler somethings. Wait, hang on, why is this the CF800? And if this is the ER6 engine, it's a 650 engine. So I might have said something wrong here. Again, need more research, which I did not have time to do yet. But in any case, one of the things sometimes gets me a bit about these new scramblers, that they're just too much bike, they're just too powerful, and then it's a bike that it's meant just to go to the coffee shop for nice easygoing rides with a bit of performance, but they're not supposed to be monstrous circuit machines that are hard to handle. They're supposed to be easygoing bikes. This is a very easygoing bike. We're going at a fairly decent speed here, but we're not riding aggressively, and it's an easygoing bike for this, even in sport mode. And it can actually do both without being overly aggressive. I roll throttle, and until I reach high revs, it's very easygoing. Some people might complain about the lack of performance of the engine from 3000 RPM. Look, full throttle. It goes, but it doesn't scare. Now I'm going to shift it down and then full throttle at high revs. Again. Second gear. Full throttle. Very different beasts. And so, overall, I quite like this one. As I've said ad nauseum in the Portuguese video, it just works. If they had brought us here without telling us what brand it was and removed all the badges from the bikes, we would be left wondering what were we riding, because this does not feel, look, sound like a cheap Chinese bike. This looks like your run-of-the-mill premium European bike, and it's just mind-blowing. I don't know the price on this, but it's probably priced quite below the competition. And it shouldn't, because this goes head-to-head with all of the competition. It just doesn't have the brand recognition yet. I'm not sure on long-term longevity or long-term durability, no idea. But from what I managed to extract from the internet, I don't see owners actively complaining on these. Nothing more than you would see from any other brand, which is very surprising. So I'm still left wondering, how is this possible? There's some catch here that I'm not actually catching. I know they're heavy. That's one catch. That's one very easy way to save money on designing bikes. Just ignore weight savings, and to make it solid, just make it beefier, so it becomes heavier. But still, it can't just account for everything, because just looks too good to be true and too cheap to be true, and yet here it is. I need to go test these out of a dealership for real, because yes, here it's awesome, but here that guy in front is controlling everything. They're controlling all aspects of what we are seeing. They're controlling the road we're going on. We have the kart track for us. I want more of a real world feel in between cars, everything, you know, the roads I know, how the other bikes handle. But still, even so, I am quite impressed. Look, I'm in sport mode and I'm riding perfectly fine here. And this must have something like 70 horsepower, 75. If it's the R6 engine, should have around that. I'm not really sure. But this stubbornly just works. Sport is a bit too sensitive for this in city riding, but I'm stubbornly keeping on it, and it still works. You just need to be a bit more mindful of it. It's not catastrophic. I really should be in eco mode here, just for ease of ride. You tell me that didn't sound great. This little, not roar, this little purring of it. This little growl from the air intake, together with the exhaust on the back, it just sounds lovely, and I would not put in a performance exhaust on this. This one just looks great, looks much better than a performance exhaust, and it sounds lovely, so keep it. Oh my, I am in love. Over bad pavement, the suspension is sporty, it's a bit stiff. The seat is very comfy, so it's absorbing all of this. Everything that the suspension can cope with, the seat absorbs, so you're not actively uncomfortable. Big hole, not an issue. Even though the suspension is sporty, it is not uncomfortable. It just works really well. Really well. So if you guys are commenting that, oh, that's just some Chinese crap bike, it's not. I would tell you if I could find the look here. Here is the Chinese part of it. You can see that this part is poorly made. I can't. I really can't. I am trying, and I will find it somewhere, but I can't find it. It's full LED. The finish on these levers, which is another part where it's very easy to cheap out on. Even the big brands sometimes cheap out on these levers, especially on the cheaper bikes. These are beautifully finished. The finish on this looks really good. The paint on it, it's not just plain metal with a little bit of finish on. No, this is actually painted, and the paint looks really good. And if you don't believe me, try to find one of these in the wild, maybe in a dealership. Go with a magnifying glass and go to town. Go search for it. I am at a loss. There's something here I am not catching. There has to be a downside to this. Now, the good thing about taking the bike for an actual road test is that you're riding the bike in actual road conditions. So you have to do actual road riding. The disadvantage is this: actual road riding conditions. So you can get stuck behind, where's the mirror? Oh, there it is. You can get stuck behind a truck or something. Cornering on bad pavement, fine. Big bump, fine. It's lovely. It's a lovely little bike. Now, getting off the Japanese high horse, objectively, just objectively, this is a pretty good bike. I don't know the price. I know it's going to be cheap, but for the cheap price they're going to ask for it, because CFMoto is a cheap brand, somehow, again, it's going to be a bargain. I am sure of it. Depends on the price, but I'll put on screen the price and if it's a bargain or not, because this is objectively a pretty good scrambler. Good looking, good performance, rides really well, it's really nice. There's no wind protection, but that's not the point. The seat is comfortable enough, but you're not supposed to do a 1,000 kilometer ride on this. It's a scrambler. It's meant to be a bit of fun, a bit of unpreoccupied fun. It's meant to be stylish for you to go ride around at this pace calmly for a relaxing ride. And for that, lovely bike. Bit more sporty, it'll do the sporty again. It'll do the sporty fine too. I'm in love. I am seriously in love with this bike. Effortless. The dash is relatively easy to read. The main info, gear and speed, is readable, fuel too. The rest of the info, like the instant consumption, not really, it's a very tiny number. The lower part has some weird numbers on it that I don't really understand what it does, but that's not a big deal because for these bikes that doesn't really matter. It's a naked bike. The idea is that you just ride, it's you and the road, so this doesn't really matter a lot. Will this do off-road? It's a scrambler, and just popped up into my mind, this one. I would say no, don't. This is a road bike pretending to be an off-road bike. No, let's not be crazy here, okay? This is a road bike with some off-roady tires, pretending it's an off-road machine, but it's not. This is a very, very nice road bike. How much is it doing in fuel? Not this one, not this. I don't know what that is. I guess this is, yeah, P5712G. Yeah, right. Average consumption 6.3. That's a lot. Then again, I guess this has been going around the circuit a bit, so still, newer engines, more modern engines have better fuel consumption. This is nothing great. Then again, I don't know the displacement of it off the top of my head, so if this is like an 850cc engine, that's nice. If this is a 650 engine, that's not very nice. I also don't know what the throttle was on the people before me, so it is what it is. So that's basically it. I really enjoy this bike and it is massively approved. Go check it out, seriously, just go take a look at it. I hope you are as surprised as I was. If you can do a test ride, go for it. You will be surprised. Cager out.